Needless to say, I'm madly in love with Debbie Reynolds, but a little known secret about me is that I really like folk music. I'm not that knowledgeable about it. I couldn't tell you who is currently the lead folk singer. I couldn't tell you much about the history of folk music, but generally speaking, when I listen to folk music, I enjoy it. So, when I discovered the existence of Tammy and 11 other great folk hits, I became very excited for two reasons. It's Debbie Reynolds singing folk songs, and also, it's Tammy. Tammy is my all-time favorite Debbie Reynolds song. I think it was the first of her films that I watched. I was looking forward to hearing a new rendition, and I will just say very briefly, her version of Tammy in this is slightly different to the version from the film, equally as beautiful. So there are, I believe, 12 tracks on this. I won't go into too much detail about all of them, but there are some that I love more than others. And honestly, the whole album as a whole, I just think is absolutely fantastic. So it starts with Hey Jimmy Joe John Jim Jack, which is a mouthful, and I've listened to this album maybe 20 times all the way through in the last 2 weeks. It's actually quite short, despite there being 12 tracks on this. I think only one of the songs is over 3 minutes. A lot of them are barely 2 minutes. It's quite a quick album. But Hey Jimmy Joe John Jim Jack is brilliant. It's lively, it's entertaining. I had a lot of fun with this one. I think it's a really, really fantastic upbeat way to start the album. We then get The Apple, the Wind, and the Stream, followed by Music Box. They're both entertaining. I like them. I don't have any particular thoughts about them other than they're good. There are some songs on this album that I think are good, and then there are some that I really, really, truly adored, such as the next song, Whistle, which is about her getting a whistle. And I mean, that's not really what it's about, but it's how the journey in the song starts. And I suggest you listen to it to find out more about what it's about. I don't want to give away too much, um, because I thoroughly suggest you check this album out. It is a really entertaining song. Most of these songs are really upbeat. A couple of them are a bit more mellow, such as um, Strawberries, which I will come on to soon. But for the most part, it will get your toe tapping, and to me, it just feels like traditional folk music, which is what I really enjoy. Then we have If I Had a Ribbon Bow and the Frozen Logger to end the first side of this. Obviously, of course, this was released initially on LP. And I think it's a really, on vinyl and then LP, I think it's a really nice first side. The second side, I feel, is more addictive and will stay with you for longer. And the first song on the second side is I Had a Mule. And I can't hear that without hearing the second line, his name was Jack. There's one, I had a horse, his name was Tex. He signed his signature with an X. I think I'm butchering that. But it's brilliant. Singing the spring, singing the fall, sing when I hear my baby call. Sing all night, sing all day, something, something, something. The lyrics are addictive. When you're listening to it, it comes back to me when I'm listening to it. But it's so upbeat, it's so bizarre, and this is actually the first song I heard on this album. This is what led me to discover the existence of this album, because I heard I Had a Mule and wondered what album it was on and what the other songs were like. Because generally speaking, folk is not Debbie Reynolds' go-to a lot of the time with a lot of her albums. Some of the songs on here you'd find on some of her albums, some of them not so much. Then we have Joey, which is a little bit softer and a little bit more gentler. I think it's probably one of the songs where Debbie Reynolds really gets to show off her vocals. A lot of these are fun, kind of almost speaking, singing a lot of the time. But Joey sounds a bit more almost melancholic in a way. Nostalgic, maybe. I really like it. The next song, I don't like it. There is nothing wrong with it, but I don't like it because I cannot get it out of my head. It's weird because I thought, I Had a Mule or Hey Jimmy Joe John Jim Jack would have been the ones that stuck in my head the most because I listened to those the most, alongside Tammy. But Love Tastes Like Strawberries will not leave my mind. It's a lot softer than most of the other songs. It's singing about obviously how love is sweet like strawberries, and it's beautifully sung. It's a nice enough song, but because I cannot get it out of my mind, I kind of don't listen to it that much when I'm listening to the album because I want to get it out of my mind. Johnny Sunday, I love. It's about a woman who falls in love with Johnny Sunday and hopes that he will come back to get her. There is another prospective suitor, but she doesn't care. She wants to wait for Johnny Sunday. I don't know why he was called Sunday. Maybe it was because they wanted a surname that would rhyme with someday, which does feature in the song. I'm not sure. For all I know, it could be based on a folk tale. Obviously, a lot of folk songs originate in traditional folk tales. Maybe Johnny Sunday is a folk character. I haven't googled it, but I do really like the song. Penultimate, we have Willow Will He, which is fine. I don't have any specific thoughts about that one. And then we end on Tammy, which is just gorgeous. It's obviously not vastly different to the original Tammy, but there seems to be some kind of difference to it, a different recording. I don't know when it was recorded, but it's absolutely stunning. To end the album with Tammy, to begin it with Hey Jimmy Joe John Jim Jack, is a gorgeous, gorgeous journey. It was released in 1963, released by Dot Records. I think it's sensational. I absolutely, truly adore it. It's one of my favourite Debbie Reynolds albums. I think Am I That Easy to Forget is still my favourite of her albums, but Tammy and 11 Other Great Folk Hits is definitely high up there. Without question, it's a great album.